Hello, hello, good evening. I hope I am audible. Please confirm the clarity of audio as well as video. Hello. Hi viewers, I am waiting for your response. Kindly confirm the clarity of audio as well as video. Please confirm. Please confirm. If audio and video are clear, we can move on. If not, please confirm. Okay, only one person is waiting. He is not responding. I don't know whether audio as well as video is clear or not. I am not clear. Please confirm. As soon as I get confirmation, we can begin with the lessons. Please confirm. No one is responding. If there is a problem related to audio or video, please confirm. I am waiting. Okay. One more person has joined. Please confirm the clarity of video as well as audio. So we are already more than 10 minutes into live streaming, but I am not yet received any confirmation. So I am not clear whether I am audible or not. What about video clarity? Please confirm. I am waiting for your confirmation. Okay. Someone is raising the hand. Please confirm. Okay. Someone hit the like button. Someone hit the like button, which means voice as well as video is clear, I believe. Yes, I am waiting. Please confirm quickly. So we will be like daily coming live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. regularly and try to finish the syllabus of SSLC, KSEAB, social science subject. Okay. Since it is YouTube live classes, there will be delay of 30 seconds. So you need to bear with all these delay as well as network interruption. Many things will be there. You need to bear with all those things and adjust. Okay. Somebody is calling. I received a confirmation stating that people can what do you say they are able to see the video as well as they are able to listen to the audio. From today onwards, hopefully for about 8 to 10 months, regularly we will be having online classes from 7 to 9 p.m. daily. So during these 2 hours, we will be like finishing complete syllabus of SSLC Social Science. Uh, Hopefully, if we cross 1,000 subscribers, we may go for some innovative methods. Right now, I am just holding the mobile phone and engaging the online classes. Kindly bear with all these technical issues and all those things, and let's move on. So today we will be focusing on very beautiful and interesting lesson called the advent of Europeans to India. The advent of Europe. Well aware, social science at high school level is taught mainly related to five branches of social science are taught at SSLC level. So they are history, political science, sociology, geography, economics, and business studies. So in today class, we will be focusing on history branch. So in which unit number one, the advent of Europeans to India. This is the lesson which we will be discussing together. Since we don't have any writing work, nothing is possible at this point in time. We will just be focusing on the hopefully the audio only. Let's move on. In this unit, we will be basically thinking about six important learnings. Six important learnings we will be focusing on. The first one, what we will be thinking about is related to trade relationships. Trade relationship between India and European countries. I am repeating again. We will be focusing on trade relationship between India and European countries. Then the second learning point or uh, point which we will be discussing is related to European companies who arrived to India, or we can say the arrival of European companies to India for doing trade. This will be the second topic, and there was like a struggle between England and France, which is seen in India also in the form of Carnatic Wars. We can say like all the three Carnatic Wars which took place between Britain and France will be studied. That is the third topic, and we will also focusing on two important battles. They are Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Along with this, for better administration purpose, the Britishers has introduced a system called a dual government system that will also be discussed. Finally, how the British policy of aggression was introduced in India is also discussed. So let's move on. Here there is a issue related to power. Hopefully, video is clear and audio is clear. So I will be moving on and discussing. So there is seriously there is an issue related to what do you say power electricity problem is there. I hope I am visible. There is problem related to visibility. Okay, let's move on. I'm not going to what do you say uh, getting distracted with all these sorts of issues. Let's move on and discuss. First topic we will be discussing is related to the introduction part, or I can say the trade relationship between India and Europe. See, as we are aware, for a study purpose or understanding purpose, history of India is classified into three categories. The first one is called as ancient Indian history. Second one is called as medieval Indian history, and the third one is called as modern Indian history. So for 10th standard board examination, we have syllabus from modern Indian history. I am repeating. So we will be focusing on modern Indian history, which actually begins from 1707 after the death of Aurangzeb, who was a Mughal emperor. After his death, that date is marked as what is beginning of modern Indian history. However, we will also consider the what do you say details of previous years, which means before 1707 years details also we will be discussing, especially from 1453 till 1707. Few important dates and details also will be discussed under modern Indian history. For 10th standard, as I already mentioned, for Karnataka board, we will be like discussing about modern Indian history. So the lesson which we will be focusing right now, advent of Europeans to India, falls under modern Indian history, and all the lessons and units whatever we have under history branch are related to modern Indian history. Let's move on. See, the trade relationships between India and Europe was there in the past, which means ancient times. It continued during the medieval period, and it is also continued during the modern time. So, especially why this trade relationship between India and Europe? Someone may wonder what was there in India, or what Europeans wanted from India. Actually, the spices which are very much in demand in the European countries, those spices attracted the Europeans to India. You might have heard about all these spices like pepper, ginger, cardamom, and many other spices which had great demand in the European countries. So, in order to purchase, hello, I hope I am audible and video is clear. Again, I need confirmation. I am facing problems related to this connectivity and the internet. So let's move on. I hope I am clear. The trade relationships which was there during ancient times between India and Europe continued during Middle Ages, and same relationships continued during modern times also, especially for the spices like pepper, cardamom, ginger, and many other spices. The Europeans used to come to India. Now, let's move on. We need to understand about two important merchants or traders. Those traders are the Arab traders and the Italian traders. We also call them as the Arab merchandise or Arab merchants. I'm sorry, Arab merchants and the Italian merchants. The Arab merchants, they had a monopoly or control over Asian trade. I'm repeating the statement again. The Arab merchants or Arab traders, they had monopoly over Indian trade. We can say Asian trade. What they used to do is they used to purchase goods from Asian countries, and they used to carry these merchandise or goods to a city called Constantinople, which was part of Eastern Roman Empire, which is also called as Byzantium. I am repeating, the Arab merchants they used to buy goods or merchandise from Asian countries and reach to a city called Constantinople. This city, Constantinople, was part of Eastern Roman Empire or Byzantium. Now, here both Italian traders as well as Arab traders used to meet at this place, Constantinople, and there were trade goods purchasing, exchanging, all those activities used to take place in this city Constantinople. Hence all these international trade activities were takes place in this Constantinople. This Constantinople city is famously known as the gateway of European trade. I am repeating, there are chances, high chances of asking question, which city is called as the gateway of European trade? Answer is Constantinople. Constantinople is called as the gateway of European trade, and it is also called as the center of international trade, center of international trade as well as gateway of European trade. Now this business trade, what was happening between Asian countries and Europe used to brought many profits to Italian traders. Now let me confirm all the points what I told you. Now trade relationship between Europe and Asian countries continued, was there in ancient times, Middle Ages, and continued during the modern ages. The European traders used to come to India for the purpose of buying these important spices. So, for example, pepper, ginger, and cardamom. Now I mentioned about two traders or two merchants. They are the Arab merchants and the European, the Italian merchants or traders. Arab merchants or the Arab traders had a monopoly over Asian trade, and the Italian traders or merchants had a monopoly over European trades. Both Arab traders and Italian traders used to meet at a place called Constantinople. Their trade used to take place. Hence, Constantinople is called as a gateway of European trade or international trade center. This trade used to bring huge profits to Italian traders. I hope this much is clear. Let's move on and understand what has happened to this trade later on. See, in the year 1453, very very important year it is. In the year 1453, Ottoman Turks. I'm saying the name, very interesting. Ottoman Turks, they captured this city called Constantinople. In the year 1453, Ottoman Turks, Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. What they did is, as soon as they captured this city called Constantinople, they got control over all what do you say, trade which was taking place through the city of Constantinople. This place, Constantinople, plays an important role because there was a trade route which passes through this city called Constantinople, which connects both Asian countries and Europe. Whoever want to enter European countries through land route, they have to pass through this city called Constantinople. So as soon as Ottoman Turks captured this city called Constantinople, what they did is they started to control these trade routes and they started to impose too much of taxes, many taxes on the goods which are passing through the city of Constantinople. I hope you are understanding. Since the Italian traders who were earning good profits before this incident, they started to face a lot of problems because most of the amount whatever they used to earn as profit, now they have to pay in the form of taxes to the Ottoman Turks. This incident has created an issue to the Italian traders. They started to face losses in the trade, Asian trade. This is one incident, and during same time, in the same time, two European countries called Spain and Portugal, two European countries called Spain and Portugal, they wanted to break this Italian traders control over the uh, European trade. As I already mentioned, Italian traders had a monopoly or control over European trade, and they used to earn good profits. Now, these two countries, Spain and Portugal, they wanted to break this monopoly of Italian traders on European trade. Now, what they did in order to break the monopoly of Italian traders over European trade, what they did is they started to encourage the sailors to find out sea route to India. I am repeating, these two countries' names are very very important. There are chances of asking question like this. Name the countries who wanted to break the monopoly of Italian traders. If this sort of question is asked, you need to write Spain and Portugal. Spain and Portugal are the countries who wanted to break the monopoly of the Italian traders. Hence, what they did is they started to encourage the sailors to find out sea route to India. Not only this encouragement of Spain and Portugal, there were not two, actually three important inventions took place during this time. Those three inventions are the invention of compass, astrolabe, and gunpowder. So compass is an instrument which is used to find the direction, and astrolabe is an electronic device or an instrument which helps us to find out the distance between two places without touching them. Okay, this is one instrument, and gunpowder. These three important inventions which took place during this time as supported this new sea route to India. Now I'm repeating this thing whatever I told you. The Ottoman Turks who captured the city of Constantinople in the year 1453. What they did is they got control over the trade route between Europe and India, and they started to impose too much of taxes on the goods which were passing through the city of Constantinople. Due to this, the European trade has become unprofitable, or profits has become very minimum. And at the same time, Spain and Portugal countries, they wanted to break the monopoly of Italian traders. That is one thing, and hence they started to encourage the sailors to find out a new sea route to India. At the same time, three important inventions took place. They are invention of compass, astrolabe, and gunpowder. So these are the important things which increase the chances of finding a new sea route to India. Now here there are chances where two mark question will be asked. Question will be like this: name the reasons or the things which supported finding out new sea route to India. So this will be the question which will be asked. Now let's understand the next topic. how new sea route was found for India. Let's move on from uh, as I already mentioned, a country called Portugal. Country called Portugal, a adventurous person, I can say adventurous, dare and devil, and very what do you say, perseverance attitude person called Vasco da Gama. Which da Gama? Vasco da Gama. This Vasco da Gama, he started the journey from uh, Lisbon, which is the capital of Portugal. Portugal capital Lisbon. He left Lisbon, and what he did is he reached India's west coast, a place called Kapado. India's west coast, a place called Kapado, which is also called as Calicut. It is very close to Calicut actually. Calicut, Kapado, which is very near to Calicut, which is belongs to Kerala state. He reached this west coast of India in the year 1498. Very, very important. You need to remember one person name and a date. Question will be asked like this. Name the person who found New Sea route to India. That is Vasco da Gama. And when did he found New Sea route to India? In the year 1498. Now, so far I told you two important dates. The first one is 1453, Paul of Constantinople, and second date which I mentioned is 1498, the year which in which Vasco da Gama found a new sea route to India. Now this person Vasco da Gama, he became the person who found a new sea route to India, and he could able to establish a sea route between European countries and India, and this route continued for many years. Many years as a trade route between India and Europe. Now, one more thing, there are chances question may be asked like this. Name the Europeans who established the trade between India and Europe. So they are nothing but these people, Portuguese. Portuguese people from Portugal are called as Portuguese. They are the ones who established or re-established trade connection between India and Europe. One more interesting, they are the ones who came to India for the first, and they are the ones who left India at last. In the year 1498, they came to India, and till they remained in India till 1961. During this year, Goa liberation movement took place. The Goa was under their control till 1961. I am repeating the sort of question which will be asked, and answer you need to tell. Name the Europeans who came to India for the first time and who left India at the last. The answer would be Portuguese. Portuguese. They remained in India till 1961. Goa was under Portuguese control till 1961. This trade route between India and sea route between India and Europe continued till the 1870s, I say. I don't I'm not exactly getting the data, but I would say maybe 1870. Till 1870, this trade route was continued. But during 1870s, there was a canal was built. Man-made canal was built to connect Red Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea, and that canal name is Suez Canal. Which canal? Suez Canal. So after this 1870s, that sea route which was founded by Vasco da Gama become less famous. That is a further story. Because of this Suez Canal, the distance between Europe and India, the sea route between distance between Europe and India reduced by closely about half a time. So more than half of the journey was reduced due to this Suez construction of Suez Canal. Okay, that is for your information. Let's move on and understand about European trade companies who came to India. European trade companies who came to India. Since these lessons are already completed in our school, I'm just rushing through and just explaining, not in detail. So mainly four countries came to India. They are uh, people from Portugal, they are called as Portuguese, and people from Netherlands or Ireland, they are called as Dutch. We also received people from England, they are called as British or English. Then people from France are called as French. So these are all the four countries who came to India and started did their trade. So let's understand a little bit about one by one. So Portuguese, as I already mentioned, Vasco da Gama, the person who found a new sea route to India, is the first one from Portugal who came to India. Now after this person, Vasco da Gama, an important person called Francisco de Almeida. I am repeating his name, Francisco de Almeida, who arrived in India as Viceroy of Portuguese. So Viceroy is an authoritative position given by Portugal country to do the trade in eastern countries. This person called Francisco de Almeida came to India as a Portuguese viceroy, and he wanted to establish supremacy over sea trade than the land trade. So in order to achieve supremacy over sea trade rather than land trade, he brought in a policy called blue water policy. He introduced a policy called blue water policy. Now there are chances why did Francisco de Almeida introduced blue water policy, or there are chances, maybe question may be asked like this, what is blue water policy? So these are the two sort of question. Very simple, to establish supremacy over sea trade than the land trade, Francisco de Almeida introduced a policy. That policy is called as a blue water policy. Blue water policy. Now after this, Francisco de Almeida, an important person from Portugal country, came to India, who is also called as a real founder of Portuguese Empire in India. I am repeating again and again. The person whom I will be telling right now is called as a real founder of Portuguese Empire in India. Real founder of Portuguese Empire in India is none other than Alfonso de Albuquerque. Very, very interesting person, Alfonso de Albuquerque. This person came to India, and he was successful in capturing a place called Goa in the year 1510 by defeating Bijapur Sultan. One must may wonder, how come a foreigner can capture Goa from Bijapur Sultan during those time? So you can see this time, 1509 to 1529, a famous emperor called Krishna Devaraya was ruling Vijayanagara Empire. So he belongs to Tuluva dynasty. You might have studied about this person in the previous classes. So with the help of Krishna Devaraya, Alfonso de Albuquerque was able to defeat Bijapur Sultan and capture Goa in the year 1510. Okay, chances are like this. Maybe question may be arise like this: who is called as a real founder of Portuguese Empire in India? So the answer will be Alfonso de Albuquerque. And who captured the city of Goa? So once again, same person. And from whom did Alfonso de Albuquerque captured the city of Goa? So same person, Alfonso de Albuquerque. You need to remember 3 points related to this person. Alfonso de Albuquerque, real founder of Portuguese Empire in India, point number 1. And He captured the city of Goa in 1510. Point number 2. And point number 3, he captured the city of Goa from Bijapur Sultan. From whom did Alfonso de Albuquerque captured the city of Goa? So these three important points you need to remember related to Alfonso de Albuquerque. So let's move on further and understand a little bit about these people, Portuguese. Now the Portuguese, as soon as they captured this city of Goa, what they did is they established this city as their trade center in order to control entire Indian trade. Almost the same place has remained as their capital for a long time in India to do the trade. So I think this much details are sufficient related to Portuguese. Three important names you need to remember. I am repeating again. First person, the person who found new route to India is Vasco da Gama, and second one who came to India as Viceroy, and he introduced a policy called Blue Water Policy. And fine, that is Francisco de Almeida. And third person, Alfonso de Albuquerque, who is called as the real founder of Portuguese Empire in India, and he also captured the city of Goa from Bijapur Sultan. I hope I am clear. In case you have any doubts related to this trade relationship between India and Europe, and the second topic is fall of Constantinople, and the topic which I told you, arrival of European companies to India. Among this topic, I told you a little bit about Portuguese. If you have any doubts related to these three topics, you can comment in the chat box. I will give you time of maybe about 3-4 minutes. In case you have any doubts, you can comment. Please comment in case you have any doubts related to these three topics. I am waiting. Please confirm. Now closely we are about 40 minutes. In case you have any doubts related to these three topics, the topic one which I told you is a trade relationship between India and Europe. Second topic is new zero to India, and third topic is fall of Constantinople. If you have any doubts related to this, you can ask. If you are clear, means I will be like moving on. In case if you want me to speak in Kannada, I am fine to speak in Kannada too. Please confirm. So two important things I am telling. If you have any doubts related to the details what we have discussed so far, or if you want me to speak in Kannada bilingual, Kannada as well as English, any comments, please let me know. If everything is fine, I will continue further. So you will be given about 3 minutes time, please. Hi. Okay, I'm waiting for your confirmation. Please confirm. Is everything is fine? If it is, I will continue. No, there is no response from the viewers. Okay, I think everything is fine. If there is no response, means there is no point in waiting. So we will understand little bit about these people, Dutch. Dutch, as I already mentioned, Dutch are the people who are from a country called a European country called Holland or Netherlands. Holland or Netherlands. Now, the Dutch people, Netherlands people, so what they did is they established a company called United East India Company in the year 1602. It is also called as a Dutch East India Company. I am repeating. The Europeans who came from Holland or Netherlands, they established a company called United East India Company or Dutch East India Company in the year 1602. Why they established this company was very simple, to do the trade in Asian countries. In order to do the trade in Eastern countries, Dutch established a company called Dutch East India Company or United East India Company in the year 1602. So they wanted to do the trade in countries like India, and there are some island countries in Asia, especially like Indonesia, Sumatra, and there is a island called Java. So in order to do the trade in these eastern countries, they established this company. Not only that, they also founded, they also established warehouses. Warehouse means someone may worried, what is this warehouse? This warehouse is nothing but a storing place where all the purchased goods they used to store in that place. Once it has become lump sum, they used to carry to the Europe. It is a goods storing place is called as a warehouse. The Dutch, they established warehouses in different parts of India. So I will name few warehouses which are important, like Machilipattanam. There is a place called Nagapattanam, Machilipattanam, Nagapattanam, Cochin, and Chinsur, Surat. There is a place called Baruch, Kambe. So these are the places in which the Dutch established their warehouses. Let me repeat the warehouses names where Dutch has established their warehouses. Machilipattanam, Nagapattanam, Chinsur, Surat, Broch, Kambe, and Cochin. So these are all the places where the Dutch has founded or established their warehouse. Now, see, why they founded these warehouses is they wanted to break the monopoly of Portuguese in Indian trade. But however, the Dutch people were unable to face the competition from the French as well as English or the Britain people. From Britain and France, they were unable to face the competition. What they did is they limited their trade activities to island countries, especially islands of Indonesia. They limited their trade to islands of Indonesia. So there are chances of asking questions, question like this. Why did Dutch limited their trade to uh, islands of Indonesia? If this sort of question is asked in the examination, you need to mention a single line, golden line, unable to face the competition from British and French. Unable to face competition from British and French, Dutch limited themselves to islands of Indonesia. Now I am repeating related to Dutch. They founded a company called United East India Company or Dutch East India Company in the year 1602. They established warehouses in Machilipattanam, Nagapattanam, Chinsur, Broch, Kambe, Surat, and Cochin. They in order to what do you say break, they try to break the monopoly of a Portuguese trader, but in the end they were unable to face the competition from British and French. They limited themselves to islands of Indonesia. This is briefly about Dutch, and let's move on and understand about the people are from United Kingdom or England. Very very important, who came to India and who remained in India for about 300 years, and they even controlled, and one can say they had they have given us a few good things, and they also made a few what do you say horrible things to India. Whatever it is, let's move on and understand about English or British. So these people actually this they founded a company called British East India Company. British East India Company. Now this is a private company. Uh, Private company. It is not a government owned company. This private company was given a license by a Britain government, especially Britain Queen. Britain Queen Elizabeth. Her name is Elizabeth. Britain Queen Elizabeth given a charter. It is called as charter. Charter is nothing but a license to British East India Company to do the trade in India in the year 1600, 1600. If I am not wrong, 1600, 31st December, 31st December 1600, Queen Elizabeth of Britain had given a charter or license to British East India Company to do the trade in Asian countries. I am repeating this point again. In the year 1600, Queen Elizabeth of Britain had given a charter or license to British East India Company to do the trade in Asian countries. Even though they received this permission in the 1600, the British East India Company actually started its activities probably after 10 years, if I am not wrong. After 10 years, they started their activities. Now, very interesting, during this time, 16 after 1610, I would say, there was a Mughal ruler called Jahangir. You need to remember this person name, very very important. Jahangir, he had given permission to England to establish a first warehouse in Surat. I'm repeating. Maybe question will be asked like this: who had given royal permission to English to establish a first warehouse at Surat? Is none other than Jahangir, Mughal ruler, and um, from James I court, a person called Sir Thomas Roe came to the court of Jahangir. Now you need to remember three names here. Who was the royal ambassador of James I? He is none other than Sir Thomas Roe. And to whom court he came? So he came to the court of Jahangir. Jahangir in the year 1617. 1617. ಸಾವಿರದ ಆರುನೂರ ಹದಿನೇಳು. So in this year, uh, Sir Thomas Roe came to the court of Jahangir from the court of James I. Now this person, Sir Thomas Roe, requested Jahangir, or he got permission from Jahangir to establish warehouses in all the parts of Mughal Empire. So in order to establish warehouses in Mughal Empire, he received permission from Sir Thomas Roe. Now later on, the same thing has continued. They started to establish warehouses in different places across the country, especially a place called Ahmedabad, Agra, Broch. In all these places, they started to establish their warehouses. Now we need to remember two important things here. One is the Saint George Port. I am repeating, Saint George Port, and the second one, Saint William Port. Saint George Port and Saint William Port. This Saint George Port was established in 1639 at Madras. The present Chennai was earlier called as Madras. In this Madras, in the year 1639, he founded, British founded a port called St. George Port. Okay. The viewers are asking me to speak in Kannada. Now I will be speaking both in Kannada as well as English. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಏಷ್ಯಾದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುವುದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಂದು ಖಾಸಗಿ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಖಾಸಗಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೆಸರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ರಾಣಿ ಎಲಿಜಬೆತ್ 31 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 1600ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪರವಾನಗಿಯನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಪರವಾನಗಿಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ವ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಳು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ 1600ರಲ್ಲೇ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪರವಾನಗಿ ದೊರೆತರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಸರಿಸುಮಾರು 10 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು 1610ರ ನಂತರ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಮೊಘಲರು ಆಡಳಿತ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಮೊಘಲರ ಅರಸ ಜಹಾಂಗೀರ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕೋಟೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸೂರತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದು ಅವರು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಒಂದು ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸು ಸೂರತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಜೇಮ್ಸ್ I ಅನ್ನೋರ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬರು ರಾಯಭಾರಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ರಾಯಭಾರಿ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದು ಸರ್ ಥಾಮಸ್ ರೋ. ಸರ್ ಥಾಮಸ್ ರೋ ಅವರು ಜಹಾಂಗೀರ್ನ ಆಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ನ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪರವಾನಗಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅಲಹಾಬಾದು, ಇದೇನು ಬ್ರೋಚು, ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ರಾ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ನ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ 2 ಕೋಟೆಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಸೇಂಟ್ ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ 1639ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮದ್ರಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿನ ರಾಜಧಾನಿ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೊದಲು ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಮದ್ರಾಸಲ್ಲಿ 1639ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕೋಟೆಯನ್ನು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಈ ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬನು ರಾಜ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿ ರಾಜನಿಂದ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಈ ಮದ್ರಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಂಟ್ ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಸೇಂಟ್ ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿ king of Chandragiri. And second one, we need to remember, in the year 1690, 1690ರಲ್ಲಿ 3 ವಿಲೇಜ್ಗಳನ್ನು, 3 ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಏನು ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಆ 3 ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸುತ್ತನತ್ತಿ, ಕಾಲಿಕಟ್ಟ ಮತ್ತು ಗೋವಿಂದಪುರ. ಸುತ್ತನತ್ತಿ, ಕಾಲಿಕಟ್ಟ ಮತ್ತು ಗೋವಿಂದಪುರ. ಈ 3 ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ಹೂಗ್ಲಿ ನದಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ನದಿ ಹರಿಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಆ ನದಿ ದಡದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡುಕೊಂಡು, ಈ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸೇಂಟ್ ವಿಲಿಯಂ ಪೋರ್ಟನ್ನು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ರಿಪೀಟಿಂಗ್, ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ಡ್ 3 villages very close to the river bank of Hooghly River in the year 1690, and they founded a port called William Port or Saint William Port. Okay, you need to remember both this 1639 Saint George Port at Madras and 1690 William Port at Calcutta. So I hope this is clear. Let's move on further. Not only this, there is very interesting thing. Charles II, the Princess of England, he had given away Bombay for annual rent of 10 pounds to British East India Company. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆಗೆ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 10 ಪೌಂಡ್ಗಳ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಂಬೆ ನಗರವನ್ನು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ಗುತ್ತಿಗೆಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾನೆ ಚಾರ್ಲ್ಸ್ II ಅನ್ನೋರು. ಈಗ ತಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಏನು ಬಾಂಬೆ, ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ, ಈ 3 ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ದೇ ಮೇಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ ದಿ ಟ್ರೇಡ್. ಈ 3 ಏನು ಬಾಂಬೆ, ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ, ಈ 3 ಸ್ಥಳಗಳನ್ನು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರ ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ದೆನ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಮೇಡ್ ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಡ್ ಟಿಲ್ 1911 ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಈ ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ ನಗರವನ್ನು ಭಾರತದ ರಾಜಧಾನಿಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ಇದು 1911ರವರೆಗೂ ಭಾರತದ ರಾಜಧಾನಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. 1911ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾದಿಂದ ದೆಹಲಿಗೆ ರಾಜಧಾನಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಳಾಂತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈ 3 ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೇ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದೀಸ್ 3 ಪ್ರಾವಿನ್ಸಸ್, ಈ 3 ಪ್ರಾಂತ್ಯಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಬಾಂಬೆ, ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ, ದೇ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ದಿ ಕೋಡ್ಸ್, ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಡನ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಮುಗಿಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್. ಇವರನ್ನು ಫ್ರೆಂಚರು ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಡಚ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್, ದೇ ಫೌಂಡೆಡ್ 2 ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. 1602 United East India Company by Dutch, and in the year 1600 British East India Company by English people. Both those two are private companies, but French, the company which they founded in the year 1664, French East India Company, it is a government owned company. Other 2 people, they established private companies, but French, they established a government owned company in the year 1664, and they also established their warehouses at Surat. Surat and Kasim Bazar, Machilipattanam, Nagapattanam, Chandranagur, Mahe, Balasura, ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್. ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ ನಾನು. ಈ ಫ್ರೆಂಚರ ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಅದನ್ನೀಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಮಹೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿದ್ದರು. ಮಹೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿದ್ದರು. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೀನು ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಮछली ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹಿಂದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಮछली ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬಜಾರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬಜಾರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಬಜಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೀನನ್ನು ತಿಂದು, ಬಾ ಆ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಭಲೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮಹೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿದ್ದರು. ಈ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರು ಮೀನನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು, ಮछलीನ ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಜಾರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ತಿಂದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಭಲೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮಾಹೆ, ಚಂದ್ರ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಚಂದ್ರನಾಗೂರು, ಮಚಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಮಚಲಿಪಟ್ಟಣಮ್ಮ. ಇವರು ಕಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರೈಕಲ್ಲು, ಇನ್ನು ಬಜಾರ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕಾಸಿಂ ಬಜಾರು, ಭಲೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬಲಾಸೂರು. ಇವು ಯಾರು ಫ್ರೆಂಚರ ವೇರ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್ಸು. ಇನ್ನು ಅತಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ತಾವು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ, ದೇ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ಡ್ ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಲಿಕಂಡಾಪುರಂ. ತುಂಬ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎ ಲೋಕಲ್ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಅಫಿಷಿಯಲ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯಿಂದ ವಾಲಿಕಂಡಾಪುರಂ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸನ್ನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಈ ವಾಲಿಕಂಡಾಪುರಮ್ಮ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪುದುಚೇರಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ಪಾಂಡಿಚೇರಿ ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ವಾಲಿಕಂಡಾಪುರಮ್ನ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮರಿಂದ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಂಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಮುಂದೆ ಪುದುಚೇರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಪುದುಚೇರಿ ಈಗ ಪಾಂಡಿಚೇರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನನ್ ಅದರ್ ದೆನ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲೆ. ಡೂಪ್ಲೆ who came to India in the year 1746, and he was very ambitious fellow, and he wanted to, what do you say, achieve supremacy over Indian trade, and he wanted to control Britishers. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ, ಫ್ರೆಂಚ್ ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೂಪ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ 1746ರಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವನು ತುಂಬ ಆಶಾವಾದಿ, ತುಂಬ ಆಶೋತ್ತರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಭಾರತದ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರನ್ನು ಮಟ್ಟ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರನ್ನ ಭಾರತದಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ, ಈ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಆಶೋತ್ತರಗಳೇ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಫ್ರೆಂಚರಿಗೂ ಹೋರಾಟದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಹೋರಾಟಗಳನ್ನೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಮೇ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್. ವಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಿಕ್ ವಾರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಂಬಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೂಪ್ಲೆ. Ambition of Dupleix led to the competition between British and French, especially in South India. He wanted to control the South Indian trade especially. Due to this, the Carnatic Wars took place between French and English. There are 3 Carnatic Wars especially. I hope I'm also feeling little bit tired today. We will try to continue these next 3 Carnatic Wars and remaining topics in the next class. Hopefully tomorrow from 7 to 9 o'clock we will meet and we will try to discuss. If you have any doubts or any questions related to these topics which we discussed today, the trade relationship between India and Europe, then fall of Constantinople, new sea route to India, arrival of European companies to India. From these 4 topics, if you have any doubts or any clarifications, kindly comment in the chat box and please let me know. I will try to answer your doubts and clarify any doubts, or if I need to answer, I will get back to you. Kindly comment. I'm waiting for your confirmation. Please comment. In case you have any doubts or any clarifications. ತಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಮುಗಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅನುಮಾನಗಳಿದ್ದರೂ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸಂಶಯಗಳಿದ್ದರೂ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ. ಮಾರ್ತಾಂಡ್ ವರ್ಮ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಮಾರ್ತಾಂಡ್ ವರ್ಮ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ what is this Travancore world trade Travancore kingdom, a kingdom called Travancore from Kerala. Okay, about Marthanda Verma also we will discuss. He had his own army and he had he was successful in what do you say, stopping all the foreigners, especially against Dutch. He fought for he fought for many times and he was a successful, very noble leader from Kerala. About Marthanda Verma also we will discuss in the next class. Okay, I'm planning to take a break from now onwards. Thank you. Thanks for your patience listening. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I'm concluding this live.